there's been this sort of motif, this reoccurring theme of nostalgia going through my head over the last few days, and I guess the last couple of weeks and months really. But the term nostalgia itself has only really sort of just crept into my mind, and it's something I've not necessarily been aware of, but it's something that's come up in my meditation a lot over the last couple of days, specifically as a key word. And I kind of just wanted to spend a few minutes today talking about it, understanding it. And I guess the first question I have is, what is nostalgia? And I did a quick Google search just before I left on my little bike ride to the gym. I do apologise if the audio is a bit bad today. It's quite windy, it's really, really wet and rainy. And I'm kind of out of breath, I don't know why. But anyway, sorry, what is nostalgia? So I Googled it, and it said something like it's a longing, it's an emotion, it's a feeling, a longing for the past. So a feeling you get perhaps when you miss something, or just a feeling you have towards a certain thing that's already occurred. So I can't be nostalgic for the breakfast I'm going to eat tomorrow because I haven't eaten my breakfast tomorrow yet. And I can't be nostalgic for cycling to the gym in the freezing cold and wet, rainy British fucking winter because that's the present. I'm doing it right now. So my next question is what am I nostalgic for at the moment? Well, I guess the big one right now is traveling. But then there's also some smaller things that I wasn't quite aware were feelings of nostalgia, and I'm not sure if I can and would classify them as nostalgia. And I guess I'll start with, before I go into the travelling bit, some of the smaller ones, for example, is gaming. The last couple of years I haven't really, prior to last year, I haven't really done any gaming at all. I played like the Formula 1 game and stuff here and there, and a little bit of Assetto Corsa. But for the most part, like no mobile games. I kind of had a pretty distant relationship with a lot of my male friends, my close male friends from school. So I wasn't playing multiplayer games at all, really. And recently we've been playing Minecraft a lot, which is a game that is very like deep rooted in my childhood. It's a game that I have many, many memories from back in the days of playing it on the Xbox 360 with my sister and my cousins and any friends that I used to have round to play. And in fact, I remember the first time I played Minecraft was at one of my friends who I probably haven't seen for the best part of a decade, called Matthew. He was always quite like a spoiled kid growing up, and he always had like the most up-to-date technology, and he always had the latest phone, and so he had like the Xbox 360 when it came out, and I'd always go around to his and play Minecraft on it. But anyway, so I'm kind of longing. I don't know if I must have nostalgia for it. And like playing it now with the boys, I get a great sense of fulfillment from it, because the game is very different to what it was when I first played it. But like fundamentally, it is the same game. And it's beautiful. It's such a lovely game. It really calms me. The other game I've been playing more recently, which I feel like I have more of a toxic sort of relationship with, and it's the mobile game Clash Royale. I feel like a lot of dudes specifically play that. I think I've uninstalled it and reinstalled it like more times than I can count, just within like the last month alone. But the game specifics aside, my next question is, should I be indulging in nostalgia? Is it something that's affecting me mentally? Or is it like the sort of thing like when you split up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever, you have like a clean break and you move on. Is nostalgia something like that, where you should just leave it in the past and move on? Or do you use it as a tool to feel ambition in the present? Is it like a short-term drug that has like a present impact on you, where you get high off of it? And I think there's a term for it, like a nostalgia high. Is that bad for you? Is that bad for me? Is it bad that I still play those games and enjoy it? Now, Minecraft specifically, I don't feel like is very toxic on me. In fact, I don't think it's toxic on me at all. But Clash Royale is a game as well. I started playing that when it first came out, like back in 2016. Fucking hell, it's been 10 years. And I played it on and off. And maybe the gaming isn't like a nostalgia problem. Maybe it's just a game problem. I don't know. I don't bloody know. But anyway, going back to the traveling aspect of it. Obviously, with my friend being out in Nepal currently, and I guess sort of naturally, I've been consuming a lot of travel content on YouTube, and I'm just getting like a little bit of a buzz for it again. And I feel like I've, again, sort of naturally just gravitated to looking back at photos and stuff of myself. And specifically yesterday I watched, there was a couple friends I went with. I mentioned before, one of my closest mates split up with his girlfriend recently, and the three of us went travelling together. We were together for like best part of a month, I'd say, out in Thailand and Vietnam. And they would make like little vlog style videos. Not particularly like big YouTubers or anything, but certainly not now they're together. And they would make like little videos and stuff of our days. And there was one specific one I watched back yesterday where we did like an island hopping day in Krabi. We paid this skipper to basically just show us all the little islands around Krabi. It's probably one of my favourite days in Thailand. That was such a nice memory, and the fact that there's like video footage of it and stuff is so fucking cool. And there's a bit in the video where I feel like I need to explain this properly. We were on this tiny little boat And we pulled up to this island, and generally when we got to one of the islands, the skipper would like go up onto the beach and like wait for us, and you know, we would chill on the island, have a few drinks, you know, fuck around and do whatever for a bit, maybe like an hour or so. But this one specific one, he pulled up like, I'd say like a good 100 meters away from the beach. And well, oh shit. Well, long story short, the reason was because we weren't supposed to be on that island, and well, we were, but we had to like pay a bunch of money to get on it. It was a very, very nice island. We had to pay to get on it. And we only found that out after we left the island, and the like lifeguards or whatever like got on their boat and chased us down. But we were badass and fucking escaped them like professionals. But anyway, to get to that island, we jumped off the boat, some of us more elaborately than others. And there's a funny bit in the video where I basically dived off. So I went head first, and as I was like mid-air dive, I realized the water was nowhere near as deep as I thought it was going to be. I'm talking like barely my height, and I'm like 5'8", so it might have been like 3-4 foot deep. Not deep enough to fucking dive in, that's for sure. And I basically just like flopped off and kind of just belly flopped into the sea. And there's a little funny clip in the video of a fucking midget belly flopping into the water off the side of a boat, and then there's like a little splash noise. I'm getting so off topic, I don't even know why I'm talking about this in so much detail. Anyway, I was watching that video back, and it just brought back so many like good memories, and I think it's made me realise, like, even just looking at, so fuck, I'm going so off topic here. I basically had like, well, I still kind of do, but I really, really hated my body. Like 2023 was probably the worst it got. I was fucking enormous and I hated it. Like, even when I remember, fuck, this makes me really fucking sad speaking about this. I went on holiday, I think I must have been with my girlfriend at the time. We went to a Greek island called Kos, and when we were booking it, she had like a certain budget. I don't know why I'm going into this detail now, to be honest. She had like a certain budget, and I was working full time, so I had a lot more money than her, which is obviously kind of understandable considering she was at college and, you know, was 17. She might have had a job. Anyway, I was so insecure of my body. I thought I was so fat that I paid a fucking whack load more money just to make sure our hotel room had a private pool, because I was so embarrassed to like take my top off in front of other people. There was like a public pool, and I remember we had an argument one day while on holiday. She wanted to go and sit by the pool, but I was so embarrassed about my body. And obviously, like, in hindsight, that was fucking stupid of me, like, grow up. But anyway, fuck, I'm going off on the most random tangents today. I'm supposed to be talking about nostalgia. Fuck. Anyway, I was looking back at this video yesterday from Krabi in Thailand, and at that point I'd been training for like a year at that point, just under a year. And I was kind of happy with my body. But like now I look back and I'm like, shit, I was so out of shape. Well, I looked out of shape. I thought I fucking wasn't. Well, sorry, I thought I was at the time. I thought I was sick. I barely have any fucking muscle on me and I'm still fat there. Like, fuck. Anyway. I just got so off topic. But the other thing I was going to mention as well is like, that was in like very towards the end of 2024. So it was like November 24. It's not that long ago, like maybe 14 months ago or so, 15 months ago. And I look so young. Like I literally have a baby face still. So I feel like in the last year or so, I've aged like, I was gonna say 20 years, maybe I'm being a bit extreme. Possibly due to the fact, you know, I'm outside, I haven't seen the fucking sun for like 6 months, it feels like. And obviously I think sun makes you glow a bit nicer, it makes your skin feel better at least. Well, obviously in like a decent controlled dosage, especially for my skin, my fucking pasty ass skin. I think it makes me look older. Maybe that's what it is. But anyway, I feel like I did so much like development in that time. And I think me aging in the last year was me realizing that those experiences that I gained from traveling. And the whole time watching that video, I was just saying in my head, like, this is so nostalgic, which is insane because it was only a year ago. It doesn't feel like that long ago that all happened. And I've obviously spoken about this in recent talks. Like I'm kind of fired up to go traveling again, but I just kind of need to find like the right ambition, the right place to go. But anyway, I got so off topic multiple times there. Nostalgia. Is it something I should be indulging in? Should I be watching those videos back and like, you know, going, oh, look at me, that was so nice. Wish I could be back there now. Like, how does that affect your like psyche? Because people from like, I was gonna say like people hundreds of years ago, before they had like photos and videos, they can obviously have nostalgia for stuff that's happened in the past. But we now live in an age where, you know, Minecraft, for example, something so digital. We live in this digital age where we're able to relive nostalgia. And how does that have an effect on you? Is it healthy? I'm not sure. Because sometimes it is almost a little bit like a drug. Like you pull away from watching that video and you sort of slowly, over the next like few minutes, you just feel a bit sad. You're just like, fuck, dude, like, that was great. But I guess this is where I say it can be a positive. Like, it's now sort of like relit that fire in me to go and travel again, and it's sort of reharness that energy. So there's positives and negatives of it, but yeah, I'm just not sure if is it something I should be indulging in? Because I think we obviously live in a very different world, and I'm not just talking about nostalgia. We live in a world where things are so different. Like the internet, AI, fucking, I hate that word. Why do I hate the word AI now? Like all this technology and stuff we have is so unprecedented, and we don't know how it affects us. And something I think I might talk about tomorrow, actually, if it stays on the top of my mind, is like how my parents parented me, because obviously their childhood was without the internet. The internet only sort of started becoming a thing when they were like in their 20s, and so my generation is sort of the first generation to be birthed out of parents who didn't really understand what the internet was and the implications it has. And obviously it makes me question, sorry about my brakes, it makes me question how I would want to raise my kids, because obviously my parents didn't have any experience with the internet, but I've had the complete flip side. I've had the whole shit. And so I know how it affects me and all that crap. And I don't know if I don't know how I have like a few ideas how I'd want to raise my kids knowing what I know now. I guess that's a whole different sort of conversation, which is kind of why I said I'll speak about it tomorrow. Yeah, a lot to ponder on. I feel like I didn't really answer anything, but I got that shit off my chest. Fuck yeah, man. I'm at the gym, back day, back and triceps. Gonna do a nice, like semi-light squeezing one today. And yeah, should be fucking good. In a bit.